because out of all the videos, I want to make a video of called When, What, and Where. When, what, why, and where. When, what, why, and where. That's it. You feel me? And the most two native languages were spoken silence because a native language will articulate the opposite, which someone who doesn't understand there's two languages or God speaks Spider-Man type shit and disrespect the heritage of knowing Big Bang take Little Bang. So I just want to make this video about when, what, why, and where. Because in the end, that's what you hold people to. As I said in a couple videos, and how all I talk about is of hunting skills, you feel me, and how the world's multi-dimensional. Yeah, you feel me. Other than that, you feel me, people don't go outside and be normal. So, needing a video of when, what, why, and where. You feel me? And all the things it articulates from making the video to all the clout they want me to jump in and say the video was about, forgetting that it's a picture art in motion. So, we just seen the audience that's doing the museum, or whatever museum can portray the art in the video. So you see a lot more, because that's the whole gist of why people talk to people a certain way, and the statistics of how vibes get approached, and other examples that can be given out. Because I'm just talking about when, what, why, and where. Of course, how is in there, but that's all I'm talking about. When, what, why, and where. So that being said, everybody has their own biography. Everybody has their own time from their angel, or development of first place. Cause that's that's the definition of individuality. How many times are you first place? You feel me? In the world of crowd control. You feel me? Because you feel me? People talk about killing, fighting, mark of the beast. I'd rather say crowd control. Because if you want this crowd, then you want this control. So if you like the common law crowd control free for all, then you respect. You feel me? Many reasons why I don't bring up names of people to respect to. The number one name, Donald Trump is a void for it, which is not like I'm saying, yeah, suck it up, Donald. But people like that, like Michael Jordan, Donald Trump, and shit like that. People that just got that it factor are a void for what I was just saying. So, that also being said, it's a whole trials and tribulations that people come through and don't give dividends where it needs to be given. So, people that work, people that work, people that, you feel me, have a certain line of currency. People try stepping away for the transition. So, it's not hard to see like the whole glimpse of something that don't need to be elaborated on, but you usually do. So, but that's the whole dilemma. Words don't need to be repeated. Movies, shows, everything's an advertisement of the military sponsor. The number one endorsement is the military. Why the military is the number one endorsement? It's because of the foundation of survival they give. You feel me? So someone can give you a foundation of survival, and that's where martial law comes in, where they say they gonna bum rush or some shit. You feel me? Life is Grand Theft Auto. So that being said, obviously, everybody knows reality is this way. Okay? Everybody knows reality is this way. Everybody knows, you feel me, the attributes, the petty ways that, or what will be called petty for respecting reality the same way. Or OCD, feel me, they put petty or OCD in those predicaments of explaining, like, the world is this way no matter what. So, I usually don't, like I'm saying, talk with my bass. And this is not even my bass. This is just like me just moving my lips and, type shit. Because I got more bass than this. You feel me? And, being on the block, you get the gist of ranks. So, it doesn't matter what somebody that's not ranked nor has the answer says. Those are people trying to make a charades game out of how ignorant or stupid they want to be, and blame somebody for dying, knowing that there's that much help out there. So people play a charades game instead of learn how to protect themselves. So, like I said, it's just that simple. And, people don't want to make it that simple. So, the whole gist of me talking is to get the point across about people don't want help. The military is there to help. I know a few people that confirm all of this. You feel me? Because I gotta choose my words wisely around people that's heard of me and don't give a fuck about what I've accomplished without accomplishing it in this extent of a playground joke they have in their mind about me. So that means, you feel me, common law wise, you feel me, and I'm my own esquire, you feel me, it's how fast, So yeah. And just a lot of things that what I've said in the 11 minutes to 12 that I've been talking in videos, y'all get what I'm saying? I don't have to abruptly show something that gets spent up, you feel me? As the ambulance, sirens, and etc. don't need people covering up the silence of his creation, you feel me? So it's so simple because no one's talking about how spoiled they are. So that means off rip, the person that keeping in tech their survival, they are saying fuck you. Cause I don't wanna say it, okay? I just don't wanna say it. So whoever is keeping in tech survival of zillions of people, they are saying fuck you, okay? That is the point of the sandbox lifestyle of One Piece. That people thought they eat a gum fruit and find the treasure, they're unstoppable and type of shit like that. You get what I'm saying? That's the whole story of people walking around in the world, okay? As you know. So, the next problem also is people are walking around spoiled saying fuck you to the person that's keeping them surviving in a catastrophic catastrophe, you feel me, of scenarios organized by the military and people choosing their karma without in military not going to flashpoint no one else's life if they keep going down that pit ocean of how this guy came about, which I know, ammo tablet and etc. But yeah, alchemists, you feel me, pyramids, you feel me, sacred geometry, water, you feel me, sacred geometry, formations, and etc. came about all because of sacred geometry, which means it would have came about, which would have gave the person named Existence a trilogy. I was gonna say a word with platform, but that's why I threw that word out there. But yeah, sacred geometry gives the name Existence a age. You feel me? So you get what I'm trying to explain is this is not the first rodeo. BC AD, we all know this is not the first rodeo. Okay? Assassin's Creed, you feel me? The military tried out every game. So the people in the games are people in the military that was checked off by the military, Area 51, because obviously the people that are going to tell me I'm wrong are not in the military, nor benefit of the doubt have that type of networking to explain how I am wrong, nor is there a networking out there for that. I'm just talking the benefit of the doubt, you feel me? As we listen to my voice, we can see how humidity control changes. But yeah, so the military tried out every game. That means people left. That means people in the game are in the military. You feel me? Movies was average every 5 seconds was an advertisement of something. You feel me? Men in Black has all the FBI files of out. You feel me? Every update of the FBI files, Men in Black has it in its movies. That's what that extra movie was to confirm. So when I did Fatal Attraction, you feel me? I didn't when I did the movie Fatal Attraction, I didn't stamp myself as an Esquire because all the ancient things that movies was not gonna come out with until like years later to advertise, I put it in Fatal Attraction. You feel me? So it which shows you my rank and all the things someone could do to be an Esquire that don't get credit as a superhero. You feel me? And all the things I was talking about to shorten the example elaboration of what a movie is. So yeah, Chris Tucker and shit like that. So yeah, it's not that hard to see people know the roots but haven't grown from the roots. So we're just talking to people saying like where where you didn't grow at. What else do you want us to do for you? Because all we can do is get you to this point and then watch you destroy yourself. It's another thing to can help and watch someone destroy yourself and not wanting help so someone can blame. You feel me? So like everything is there to show you the clogging of people that are irresponsible. So we can tell like you feel me? When we watch the movie, we can see how far we was from that movie and the ideas and how advanced the world was. Like when the first UFO movie came out, we can tell like the world's advanced, but where you feel me, the minority is still with the majority. And then when it got to the point that I can't. I'm trying to think of movies that came out. You know, when newer cartoons started showing up, that's when the minority wasn't with the majority no more. And that's the problem. That's what COVID-19, like I was saying about low frequencies and it being about minorities on low frequency. That's what it really is. The minority isn't with the majority no more. Because you feel me? You could tell that was going to happen when UFO movies was coming out. You feel me? So UFO movies was coming out, and you can kind of see the minority still with the majority, but they just you can see it's just their choice. And then when newer movies started coming out, like you couldn't see where you could relate to the minorities no more. So the minority started calling themselves the majority. So every time a majority person goes down, you feel me, a dark hall, the minority start acting like the majority. Every time one majority gets separated from the majority, the minority start acting like the majority. And that's what happens. So we're in a whole platform where the majority is scattered. But, it don't matter. Because you're supposed to respect, even we're not scattered in a way that you can jump us. We're just scattered in a way that common law says we're scattered. You feel me? And since we're scattered in that way, the minority is acting like the majority. And we're in this whole yellow page of minority acting like majority. Because one thing that's for sure is technology is still advancing. And from the UFO movies, the knowing minority was still there. You feel me? We don't see that no more. You feel me? We know the minorities that is their fault. You feel me? And majority is just trying to cycle through the therapy of the minority, happen to realize it's their fault why they're the minority now. Because the minority has to switch. The minority can't be the same. If you are the same minority every time, and minority has to change because of the group that the majority can help to bring. So the minority, every time the subject of what the minority is going to have a different name. That means you is doing bad in life if you keep, you feel me? It's like playing musical chairs, and they gonna be like, okay, well, who's you about to blame in a world where you don't have to pay for survival? You have to pay for keep surviving. So 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 yeah. Um. So that's the whole extent of explaining. Like, you can go one way and you can notice the person is talking a way because they notice how one way talking is going to reach the next person and the next person. Some people might see someone talking and it's like, what's their point? And it's just like, it's it's the same point of um the future. Like, everybody know there's no such thing as somebody talking and not thinking of the future. Okay? So, if we're gonna use blind senses, you feel me, blind thoughts, if someone's talking to you and you know 9 times out of 10 when someone's talking to you, they are talking about where they sit in the future and where you sit in the future. You feel me? So that's how you can tell someone that's being respectful. Someone's always going to be talking about where you two sit in the future. 9 times out of 10. Now you might get this rare commodity, you feel me, where you know how you usually scan, okay, this person is for me, you feel me, and that's how, and you feel me, and that's all that comes off, because you know you can't really read, because you feel me, usually you can read this person isn't for me, and but they want to do this, that, and the third. But if you can't read what it is, but you can read the person is for you, that just, you feel me, that just shows you the point, you feel me, that keeps dissolving in a world that can be fixed instantly. So, you know, the objective is to keep the volume and upgrade the substance, because once again, we have to leave off of where our ancestors did. So now, you know, I said in my last video, it's just explaining like there's nothing out there. You feel me? There's out explaining conversation out of all them silent wars. So the thing is, we have never left jealousy. Okay, jealousy is in the air. Jealousy is probably the coldest, one of the coldest warrior names ever you can give somebody. You feel me? If jealousy becomes a level 99 warrior, that's a god. You feel me? Because they have to say, what about me? You feel me? So jealousy is jealousy never left war. So when we're done with war, we still got jealousy. And that's the whole problem. We're not, people don't want to get rid of jealousy, because it's just like, what else do you guys be talking about? You feel me? Like, if someone said telepathy is real, don't nobody, that one thing right there, don't nobody gotta explain telepathy is real after one person said, you feel me? You know how someone saying like, oh, this is green is not even, that's something that can get repeated. You feel me? If someone says telepathy is real, you don't have to repeat that shit ever again. But like, you feel me, saying, oh, this is green, you feel me, that's something that can be repeated. So it's just like when people play with cadences and relating and learning rhythms and boxing and stuff like that, that's way off the norm of really relating to saying you're a normal person. And so for telepathy to be co-read so badly that people have to be on in another dimension in their head, and people are saying you're gonna have to pay with it with your thoughts, instead of the atmosphere not be you feel me, frequencies that will let someone's ear bleed. You feel me? Because that's why I was saying people can't say the military is not in the world, because control over humidity and frequencies that will make someone's ear bleed would be going off on accident, like because of erosion and stuff like that. So it's just a problem, because there was a silence Congress that really made the Bible. Silence made the Bible, because that's what Bible talks about. The Bible talks about common law works. You feel me? It's worked in silence. It will work when it's loud. You feel me? And you feel me? The Bible's there to say that a foundation, a platform has been made from silent Congress. You feel me? Just because you're not silent Congress, or you don't know how to control yourself, doesn't mean the platform isn't there. So you, you feel me? That's the whole. You feel me? As I keep pausing because that's a whew, that's very serious, and that's part of my Esquire work. And yes. And the main thing that I'm trying to do as we 30 minutes in, so it can be richer as I'm talking, is making known like this is that we back then we used to get on our bikes. You feel me? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, everybody that's in the community is in the military. You feel me? No matter how they rank themselves or not. You feel me? If you're not in the community, you're not in the military. You feel me? Because like we used to get on our bikes. You feel me? One kid going through a code red is enough for the kid leveling up as being part of the military. You just won't be used, and you feel me? Like I said in a video about how the word God was just a cardinal word. You feel me? You just won't be used in that Cardinals World Bank now. You feel me? But when that Cardinal World's Bank is lowered, you feel me? They'll be like, oh, he part of the community. That's a soldier. You feel me? And that's how it really is, because it's just like people don't know, like, going from, oh, we used to get on our bikes and then used to knock on someone's door, and then you can tell the mother was rude because she was trying to Billie Jean the kid and shit like that, and can't Billie Jean the kid and shit like that. You feel me? And you only saying things that you know that their energy said they safe and they gonna get out of this predicament. You feel me? Now we have to rewind. We gotta go BC and no. We probably had on gold hats. You feel? I don't even want to do that. I don't even want to do that. I get what I'm saying. I'm not gonna, but we gotta rewind that when telepathy wasn't co-read, like with the bikes part, because it's co-read more now. We got telepathy translators. So, and notice that we started talking in our face, and then we started doing ego cadences to for every paragraph and statement. Then we started enjoying our cell phone. You feel me? If it's given an Assassin's Creed type visualization, then people started going into the satellite's vision. You know how people be like, "Oh, 5G gonna boil." Yeah, Assassin's Creed. Hey, that because telepathy started with talking in someone's face, backing up and talking where you can relate and get the message, going high points and still being able to get the message, walking in the city and people respecting your message and telepathy without having a cell phone in your hand. You feel me? To the point that people started eroding the zones. So then, you feel me? That's the Assassin's Creed game. Template, you feel me? So you or Watchdog, whatever, you feel me? So you feel me? After telepathy was a clear thing from just being in someone's face, and they walking far and you still being in tune to them, and then people don't like you in tune, so they try to mess up the service, and you be the 5G beam and stuff that boil brains. Then it got to the point that it just started chalking away. You feel me? It's sad. It just, you feel me? Even though we made it to we kept, you feel me? Valedictorians and making sure the service was great. That pyramids was known as a vehicle. You feel me? Pyramids is known as a vehicle, so that means vehicles had satellites on them, because then they started calling pyramids satellites. So vehicles had satellites on them, and then you feel me? So from we used to get on our bikes to rewind to satellites was on the vehicles to tell people like don't interrupt our telepathy and don't be mad at our vibe. You feel me? Just started crushing down to that, to where we at now, to where we at now. Frequencies. So yeah, so to where we at now. So that's where the ancestral vibe comes in of life, because you feel me, people that do the same thing their ancestors do, you feel me, with their thoughts, their rooms, they multidimensional, you feel me, you could be looking dead at a chief and not know it. And that's how the world's supposed to be, because the world is supposed to be a free-for-all. So a great ruler will keep the world in a free-for-all. You feel me? Well, a great ruler would just have the world in recess. You feel me? So then when another ruler comes, it's like, I don't want to say police and detention centers, but slick. You feel me? And I don't want to say it like that because the Bible talks about heaven and hell, or Emerald Tablet talks about halls of Amenti and etc. So I'm not trying to make it seem like rulers, it's just rulers detention centers. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the world is organized, and there's not a lot of talk about how organized the world is, not even in a detention center, but all of the methods of knowing that the world is organized so it's like the world is in a way that if you don't network, that's your fault. You feel me? If you damage your networking skills, that's your fault. If you feel me, like I was talking about with Assassin's Creed and back in the old days before they talked about, even before we get on our bikes, if you goddamn was messing with their telepathy, and before they made a whole Glock, you feel me, machinery, alarm to not mess up telepathy, and people got hooked to it to not understand this wasn't made to goddamn handicap. This was made to get telepathy out of a code red. You feel me? If you felt like a vibe come for somebody, you call them up and be like, hey. And you feel me? A fake person is going to be like, oh, no. They're going to be giving you a vibe. Oh, no. That vibe ain't real. I'm like, bitch, how you give me a vibe? The vibe ain't real. While you call someone up that's real, and they just like, oh, yeah. You feel me? So it's just like, that's what you feel. You feel me? That's what saying is like, yeah. You can't. So you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. If you talking to somebody and someone goes, yeah, and they didn't change their vibe of when you was talking, they just said fuck you. You feel me? If you say you feel me, and they don't change their vibe, it's either just crickets, or you feel me, they can't relax to feel you at that point, or they'll lie. You feel me? Or anything else. You feel me? I don't have to keep giving examples. But the point of what I am saying is, it's been this energy amount of, I have not thought about this energy not one bit, okay? So I just want telepathy to come out of a code red a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Because it just don't make sense for me to go outside. You think this is why people don't, this is why old heads don't go outside, because they know how advanced the world was. But it just don't make sense for me. Oh, really, it's because, really old heads don't go outside. It's because when they was younger, no one can say the back streets wasn't real. And then when technology to help out code red, the world went to the back streets instead of the front streets to go to the back streets. People was walking around like the front streets wasn't here. You feel me? And the back streets wasn't a build, like a build up to say, okay, you got your ass beat at this pinpoint. We can meet back at this pinpoint. If you don't get better, I don't want to see you in the front streets. You feel me? So that's why old heads stopped going outside and stuff like that. You feel me? But the point is, people is missing, like, the world was in a way that the only reason why it's this way now is because people thought they had a nuke. They thought they had this, like, I don't have to get along. Why y'all want me to get along so much? And I'm like, because we could have kept the world in a way that you didn't get in trouble so badly, so we had to wait for you to consciously wake up that if you co-read the world, people gotta take breaks. Nah, you feel So like I was saying, there's nothing out. As you see, I keep saying that because I'm trying to make a joke about how it's like I'm trying to be like, well, yeah, there's nothing out about. No. There's nothing out about. And you feel me? It's just the things that, how something that's ready to attack you the second you bring up a subject. The shit that to attack me is like fighting words. You feel me? It's like April Fool's type. It's like, we don't need that, but we do need it. We don't, you feel type. So, there's nothing out. But, people can't wait to be like, ancestors have it. I'm like, well, there's nothing out. We already know we're supposed to live off our ancestors. You can't talk about the ancestors putting this shit up. We gotta talk about putting out. You feel me? So, because in the end, I'm talking that if someone's copyrighted something, they get their credit. Okay, they get their credit. So no matter if I put this out first before, in the last time BC80 something is out before this, I'm here just saying, well, I'm coming from the source of truth. You feel me? So if someone, you feel me? If someone's better than me, someone's better than me. If someone's not better than me, that doesn't mean look at my body language and say that I'm saying you're not better. You feel me? That's really what people do in the world too. You get what I'm saying? People do 1 + 1 = 2 and then say a whole statement that, you feel me? 1 + 1 = 2. Now they go up to the dude and be like, you're not better than me. I'm like, bitch, I was not thinking that. I was not thinking that. I was not thinking. I didn't say you was. Don't come up to me and talk to me like I got an attitude. Oh, he's in more shape than him, so that means he's thinking, you're not better than me. And that's the problem. And it's a quick maturity shift, but people think that shit's far gone. But yeah. So yeah, I'm just making this video because it's a lot of little things that it isn't out at all. I'm trying to think of all this stuff that people talk about. People don't talk about Adele's song "Set Fire to a Rain" was about talking about like how controlled the rain is to somebody. You feel me? You feel me? We know the rain is controlled. We know weather is controlled. But to somebody. So she made a whole song. You know how someone have like a fight list, track list, button list type shit. You feel me? And someone make a song to it, like type shit. That's what Adele did with setting. I set fire to the rain. You feel me? To be like, people is, yeah. If I didn't make that as a metaphor, that's cold. You feel me? But I'm talking about somebody, and that's colder. You feel me? Like I'm just like God on this song. You feel me? So this is a lot of stuff that is not talked about, and people walk around being like, "Oh, you one of them Moors," and stuff. I'm like, "Nah, I'm Egyptian, but you can call me a Moor." You feel me? Because I'm Kemetic. But Egypt was like the officers of Kemet and vice versa. So that's like the platform. And I'm not trying to say Egyptians was worse, but you feel me? When you talking about like walking, you you feel me, and being on that mummified, and you talk about being Egyptian. When you talking about when you talking about being on gold, because it was trained to you like Naruto type shit, or Baruto, you talk about Kemet. You feel me? Like the ancestors of Kemet, Egypt type. You feel me? And the main thing that I'm trying to talk about is there's nothing. You feel me? Do y'all get what I'm saying? Why I keep saying that there's nothing on the internet. So why do we gravitate to the internet? No. No, 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 no. If I was fighting somebody, okay? If I was in a fight with somebody, I would not underestimate them. You are right. That's 1,000. You're 1,000% right. But I would not give them extra skills. There's a difference to underestimating somebody and the momentum of their game from skills and acknowledgement, and you feel me? There's a whole different things of acknowledgement and underestimate. If you acknowledge that person to a T, you knowing all the things they're gonna do, that's the same thing what I was talking about where they said, you feel me? So, you feel me? I don't underestimate nobody. So at this point, you feel me? That's the whole gist of what I keep saying. There's nothing on the internet. Toss to read the base, the closest thing. And people don't want to listen to that. Just like they're not going to want to listen to me talking about how I know you know that I know that you know, so I can speak slang. As Todd Street Debate is talking the whole backbone of you know that I know it. So you feel me? Me coming with the textbook is, you feel me? But that's what I'm saying. There's nothing on the internet about it because the world was already doing everything before the generation of the internet. So, that's why I said with the fighting tactic, it's just like it's like a comedy or a joke to go on the internet and start talking about spirituality because everybody knew what everybody was about before the internet. And it's like, no, that's not really stupid. That's not. But you know, just like you can't tell somebody to get 100 in the class or pass the class. People gonna do what they want to do. So in the world where I had to keep repeating that, because it's not like that was my joke on people saying that stupid shit. And every time I'm about to talk about something, this Area 51 shit, it's not. And I'm like, well, yeah, the military are great. The real. If you can find somebody that's really for the military, then a great role model. If you find someone that just saw the great role model and wanted to join, then you just got someone learning how to be in the community, and that's the fixture that comes with what's not talked about. Because all I talk about is organic things, and after talking for like a whole build up of how the world can be better, and the world starts shifting to I knows instead of ears, then that's where we get where I'm a stickler in the world. But I don't take it out in no other way, because I guess people think that I'm gonna come on here but we can see in the crowd control that's not what's going to happen. But it's that simple. Like, once you get to a certain point in the world, then you can see that everything I'm explaining is that I got a lot of weirdos following. I got a lot of people telling people that aren't weirdos and I'm cool with them, that they're that. And I'm like, so who's this? And it's just like, and we just keep going with that. And then people just have this whole flicker. We just flickering. And it's like, if you keep flickering, then you can't claim to be the bright parts of the flicker. You can only be the shade. And it's like, but I'm flickering. Isn't the shade going away? Like, yeah, but that's our lottery ticket. But you're not fast enough to catch the shade, so that's what I'm saying. Because we don't, you feel me? So the next thing I'm gonna talk about that got out, it's not on the internet, and we can get the point of, those are things that when you meet up with me, and I'm right. You talk about, but I guess I'm right. So, so back to explaining how, telepathy is real. And, back in the day, we used to get on our bikes. And, like I was saying about the antagonists and where the real antagonist is with the protagonist. So, if the antagonist doesn't do that formation in the movie, then because I want my goddamn web slingers. I'm sorry, I saw Spider-Man look like Tobey Maguire was advertising web slingers, so I'm still doing my trivia to get my web slingers. But yeah, the so the objective is to know, like, the word family started just like the Silence Congress, and the main thing that they said that I forgot, but like military print, it flows back like water. I forgot it again. But yeah, so just to show you, people just haven't been appreciating the rhythm of how I'm talking, but been trying to catch the rhythm. You feel me? Which makes a theater for the ones that did appreciate it. Yes, sir. And you know, people used to say they get, because they used to talk about following people's energy. So they used to be like, we used to get on about it, because you feel me? That was the energy then. And all the way before rewind, you feel me? Not every, to this point of them telling that story. Oh, we used to get on about it. To the point where it's like we used to go on MySpace and stuff like that. So yeah, shit speeds up. At the same time, going faster than leads into it can manifest itself in the slower pace to speed up and catch up back to existence of knowing why high story repeats itself. And that's all that you need to know about life. But people is waiting for me to teach them how to goddamn hack and shit. Nah, that's not how it goes. You feel me? How you hack the shit? Endorse me. And that's how you gonna hack the world. So yeah. And like I'm saying about things that haven't came out, it's just like, so when you accomplish a lot from that dimension, you feel me? Shade is only thrown to this dimension. Okay? So it doesn't matter what someone says. You feel me? I do not agree on somebody moving their dimensions in a way that shade confirms who they are. Only because if you go into a point where you have minority, then they're gonna be always gun pointing you like they're majority. You get regular preschool, a kid getting cornered by other kids like he's not from here or some shit type shit. So that's the only thing where I'll say, do not put your dimensions of your prestige where your shade is, because it's just minority can't wait to act like majority. But other than that, you will always have shade for your dimensions. You feel me? And the problem is, people watch a movie and just notice that a spark burns someone's face off. So now they're gonna look for that spark in the world. They're not gonna look and see that it was explaining. You don't flashpoint the world when you shouldn't. But if someone keeps thinking about burning someone's face off, and this is where karma comes from, now they don't have control over their vehicle, because now they're staring in a ocean, an upside down ocean that space is, to be a container for the alchemy of life and all the other things that exist in the world, that if there wasn't people recycling, people can have many thoughts and need to go to therapy, that you gonna try to get in a fight with somebody, and God speaks, Spider-Man, and accidentally run into that spark that was in your head, and then you don't have this whole manifestation thought and not let go of that you accidentally glitched up, and you feel me, the coding of the sum made a coincidence. You feel me? And and that's how nature and fires, and the firefighter, the ancient firefighter survived. Because I'm trying to talk about leaving off where our ancestors did, but talking about the outskirts of leaving off, and then going in the library and seeing the books that people have open, and then relating is a better objective. Also, it makes it more rich for the next video I make, because this is how I want. So I'm about to get off, but I'll give y'all a little more. You get what I'm saying? That vibe from here to here, to A to B, okay? You get what I'm saying? The main thing I was talking about is the grass ain't greener on the other side. Y'all can stop telling me the grass is greener on the other side. We done had so many goddamn songs explain life ain't brighter on the other side. Life ain't greener on the other side. You feel me? To really explain all of the equilibriums and continuums of how equality is real. The system can mean a whole different thing. The reason why I was talking in a video about the Bible, God is a cardinal sign, and Nikola Tesla could be known as a god because the grass ain't greener on the other side, but he's the only one that could picture free energy. You feel me? So he's the only one that could say, let there be light. And that's the way that I think when I look at like students, not just me, just look at individuals in the world. Did you look at that the Bible says, God says, let there be light? Now, who in human form was the closest person that we talked to that said, let there be light? Nikola Tesla. And Elon Musk with the Teslas, you feel me? He's the closest person and most intelligence that we can go with, let there be light. You feel me? Because it can, like I said, it can be a metaphor, a simile. It's all there for a reason to explain how reality has supreme authority and leaders. So yeah, the grass ain't greener on the other side. So, I'll rather have my senses and know that you have to give me this amount of credit before I give you the benefit of doubt, and tally up or retaliate or rebuttal anything you gotta say. You get what I'm saying? So if I'm like, I'm Tarzan is his own individual now, just like if any other individual that I'll claim to be. But this is where the Atlantis Patriots part come in. He's his own individual now. All I'm saying is I appreciate who he was through how he flinched and operated when I be like, I'm Tarzan, you feel me? And off of how long I was just appreciating, I got the confidence to say I'm his twin, you feel me? I'm not going out and blurting out a word to take away from anybody else's attributes and artifacts and their ancestral path, because that's what all life is. It's an ancestral road. You feel me? Because existence exists, like I said, with time, and how existence could exist early and been an older age, which does have those attributes. You feel me? But with other different families, how saying the word family come about, you can be a family member that made everything and your kids didn't make nothing. You can be a family member where you didn't make nothing and your kids scantily made things. You can be a family where you made everything and your kids follow like descendants, so they get the descendants badge. You feel me? You can be a family You can be the family, quinkadink, right? Where I bring it up and it's my creativity. Where you feel me? Where the first person in your family made everything but chose to cease to exist in his inventions, like an invention of ceasing to exist, but it's still existing, that you get that first family, which makes him fall in as a summit, you feel me? Like, and yeah, just to show you how people care for their family and stuff like that. So, that being said, it's a whole category of, from we used to get on our bikes to now to see, and what I was talking about, the system, how shit can fluctuate, you feel me, reflect a whole different name and culture of what it means and how it be, off of a domino effect that can be seen, but they want it to be a ripple effect that causes destruction or chaos. And then that's where clout comes in, and people cause it to themselves, because it's not that hard to put together, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, Q, R, S, T, U, W, X, Y, Z. You feel me? And after that point, it's a whole, you feel me, grasp of reality being what's not talked about, because it don't need to be talked about unless you're the authority behind protecting it. And since people that want to talk about it aren't the authority behind protecting it, they had the free for all to talk about it, and you feel me? So that's where all this shit not getting talked about is irony, because if it wasn't surveyed to be talked about, then it would have been talked about to be surveyed like it is getting now. And everything they saying I miss was just gonna be that little vacuum void there. And even though it's gonna have the category that I didn't miss it. So like I said, it's just the point of knowing, like, where we are going in the world is only up to the situations that we put ourselves into. No matter how far we put ourselves into it, to our present, to our how long ago we've been there, it has to happen in the momentum swing that doesn't cause anybody else problems in the surveillance of truth, of doing the math and sum that you can see in the future. The proof, truth telling, truth seeking, future telling is real to a mathematical extent, to a magical extent, to an organic extent, to a cancerous extent, to explain feelings, to every zodiac sign, a way of explaining it. And you feel me? As Aquarius would be the mathematical, most of the air signs would be the mathematical, water would be the physics, you feel me? And earth will be the brunt of the extents. And fire will be the creation of the extent. So yeah, that's all that really needed to be said about something that I could have repeated, but this is what I have to go through. You feel me? From then now, you feel me? And I'm grateful to help people understand my cadence talk of when I said this is what, and then a word to represent other people. With anybody that cared for me as a role model for the other people, have to go through. You feel me? Making it known that shit that is been built AD BC to the relapse of a joke that wouldn't have been given if this was the first rodeo, nor one to be given in general, but the hospitality from the first rodeo being such a exceptional, infinitely exceptional thing, that life can go on this way with people saying telepathy ain't real, but the way they got people that don't worrying is still telepathy of knowing the responsibility they have to take on. So, hey, what do I know? Right? But yeah, that's the main thing of life. I was about to stop it, but I wanted to get there. I wanted to get I'm just playing. But yeah, no, I wasn't. Yeah, I was. No, I wasn't. How it was, how it go, where it go, flip it, working. This is the shit. Yeah. So yeah. Last thing that need to be known really is just life goes on. You feel me? As I you feel me? And another thing is reality is this way. I don't have to. You feel me? Another thing is Slovakia. You feel me? Reality is this way. Come on now. And another thing is it's morphin' time. And another thing is 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 and another thing, and last but not least, because like I said, there's no videos on it, but there's a quote that says, if someone can do something, you don't tell them they can't do it, you watch them do it. You feel me? If someone says they can do it, don't you feel me? Don't distract the one doing something that said it can't be done. You feel me? Don't distract the person with saying it can't be done while they are doing it, type shit. Because, if I said I can make a flying car, what the fuck do you look like? Rushing me to make a flying car in a world with no flying car. moment of silence because they wanted me to end it because I always put like a good, y'all know already shit. So let's do it like this. If I say all this energy, what the fuck do you look like rushing any of this energy? And there's none of this energy. And I said, I'll give you this energy. And you needed this energy. And I said, I'll give you this energy. But you see, I'm coming with this energy. Telling you I can get this energy. And I'm giving this energy. And you don't have to rush me. But you rush me because you want me to give this energy. No. But you not even giving this energy. We are not on the same level.